Hello, people. It is today. Today is October 19th, 2020, and this is my weekly update. Okay, so what the hell is going on out here in these streets? I actually have managed to stay away from the news, probably because I've been working so much. I am finally down to my last 15. These are getting broke up for this week before I'm back on schedule. I just life is weird, so it's been a few years of me learning all this knowledge, and it's been amazing because it turns out, like even before now, guys, if this were a superhero story and I had been called to help people, the superhero I would be Deadpool. I just suddenly, after this week and dealing with people in life and realizing that the enemy throws things at you all the time, but you can use them to strengthen yourself. Like, is somebody coming at you reinforcing thoughts you had about yourself? Why do you feel that way about yourself? Do you not feel that way about yourself? Is this person just trying something to trigger you? Those things. So in that way, I've been able to make the difficult situations that have been coming up this month sort of good at helping me. I mean, I cry. I have breakdowns. Literally, I've been in this shirt for like 7 days just because I literally have been waking up in the morning, meditating, shower, and then I just throw what's in the hamper on and then come up here to this computer to do this because I also have 4 kids, so it's back and forth. Um, this is not a choice. This is what I've been called to do. Yes, it pays my bills because it's what I've been called to do. If I didn't charge for it, which I didn't at first, I got overwhelmed. I'm realizing that you have to stick to your stuff and what has been put on your heart because the outside forces will try to throw you off your path. Always take inventory of what somebody's saying to you. Consider, have you heard it before? Take your feelings out of it. Are you struggling because of this thing? Because there's so many times somebody said something to you and has you fucked up, but then you didn't realize inside maybe you had yourself fucked up. And that's what I learned this week. I'm trying to help everybody in doing the most. I adjusted my turnaround time to 45 days. And not that it's going to take 45 days, but I need a slot of at least 45 days, probably even 30, but I'm not going to say that because there are almost 22,000 people following me, and I don't turn anybody down. So if you book me for a reading, you're in there, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to try my best to help you, but understand at the same time, I've been asked to teach the new people that are coming up everything I know, and then I answer individual questions, and I do these personal readings because some people really, I totally cried last week because I realized how many charts I've been doing for people who just could not even believe that they had the potential to do what was in their chart, even though it's originally what they wanted to do as children. So many people have been discouraged and thrown off this path and just thrown into working and surviving, and that's not cool. That's what I am here for. I am here for people who go to work every day and they feel like this ain't it, because it's not it. We are all here to do what the hell we want to, and that's why after last week's adversity and the beginning of this week and me realizing, okay, some things have to change, and that's okay. There is a stigma with, I don't even want to say spiritual bypassing because it happens in the regular world too. Say, for instance, you're a happy-go-lucky person. You post happy stuff all the time and you post one negative thing. What do people say to you? Hey, you should really talk to somebody in your inbox in private. You shouldn't put your business out there. But why? We hear celebrities say all the time, y'all have no idea what it's like to be me. All you see is the good stuff. Why do we hide our hard times from other people? You know how lonely that makes people feel to just see happy moments all the time, not understanding what it took people to get to those happy moments. And I'm really tired of having to show one side of myself because otherwise I won't get booked. I don't. How can you work with somebody who has no issues? How are you even really moving towards what the universe, the highest, and Father, Mother, God works for you if you never have any adversity coming towards you? You're not doing anything if the enemy is not even trying to stop you on your journey. So complacency can be one thing. Fake love and light, and you can be genuinely happy, but there are going to be some days to kick you in the ass, and that's why I say fake love and light. You can't be happy all the time here, but you can be at peace, understanding that everything is working in your favor. And that's why this week's main topic is going to be manifesting, how to create your best life for yourself. Because despite the hiccups that come up in my life, which I'm happy to share with y'all, I really want to get rid of the shame that everybody needs to be perfect or in a great space all the time, or that bad things don't happen or negative feelings don't arise. Nobody has to be perfect. And honestly, a lot of people are assholes for making people feel like that. Like, some days are going to be good, and some days I'm going to have to take a moment and step back and say, hey, what is not right here? Because this journey, the moment you stop learning here, throw up the deuces. Your time is up. Every day is a learning thing here. Every day you are trying to mainly learn yourself, because nobody tells you either that you start your life off as a person you don't know. You grow the whole time. You learn yourself through interactions with other people, which is what the mirroring principle is. When you meet somebody, it automatically creates an energy together, much like our astral. Y'all know I'm gonna mess stuff up all the time because it's Mercury retrograde. When you meet people, they have a match to your energy that reflects in a certain way. Say, for instance, you have Libra in 12th, and you start dating a guy who is a Libra sun. That means his Libra sun is in your 12th house of karma. This is a karmic relationship, and he is going to bring out all the things in you in a partnership that will be yourself undoing, or you'll end up being the trash person in a relationship because it turns out his sun lights up the fact that you are not really good at being a partner. But when you meet people, every person, even when I do these charts, there's an interaction of the energy that shows a part of yourself, brings out a different piece of reflection. Some people bring out the best in you. They highlight your best things. You ever meet somebody who is just in awe of you and just loves like the potential? Because maybe your sun is lighting up a house for them that had been dark and they had no idea, or they forgot this talent about themselves. Because it works either way. We are all energies learning to intermingle together. And with the mirroring principle, just everybody is a bit of that fractal. Everybody is a piece of that mirror to help you better understand yourself, your soul, and where you have been. I am here to help with the pieces as well. This is my job. I tried to Jonah it a couple times. I try to Jonah this shit every week just because it's so much pressure. Just me putting myself on the camera freaks me out. My son is in 12th house, so I'm really good behind the scenes. So I guess me being on camera is about the best I'm going to do behind the scenes. But also with me having a Leo sun in 12th, I am supposed to be doing the good Lord's work. This life is really not about me. And I understand that based upon what's happened thus far. And some of you have that same feeling that there is something lingering just out of touch that you're supposed to be doing. You don't know what it is. Astrology, meditation, even thinking back on your childhood and the things that you stopped doing. Why did you stop doing them? Did you stop doing them because somebody told you to? Did you get shy? Did somebody tell you you were too old to do it? Like, there are so many boxes that we have all been put in, and that is honestly what this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, like I brought that back together, is doing for us. It is uncovering any areas of controlling behavior, obsessiveness, chaos. And for me, really, it's been the chaos. Chaos, money struggles, dealing with other people's money, sex, just all those sort of like seedier, darker, taboo, because it's literally in charge of taboo, subjects that are on this planet. And I want to go through the houses for how that works. Because I did a post on this and there were some people that were still a little shaky on this. So let me explain how this works. Mercury is the planet of communication, technology, siblings, the way you think, the way you connect to other people, community, the thinker, the teacher, the speaker, the writer. All of this is that Mercury, Gemini, third house energy. So when Mercury is in Scorpio, one of the more tense signs, it takes on that energy in your thoughts and your communication. You become more of like a fucking detective. This is I Spy time. Suddenly things that didn't make sense to you, you have to stop and pause. Like, hold on, something's connecting that didn't connect here before. And if you're a person who has Mercury in Scorpio natally, you're lit all the time. Nobody can get anything past you. So during this time, if you have Mercury in the first house, you are or transiting the first house. If Scorpio is going retrograde in your first house, let me explain that. You are uncovering things about yourself. And because the seventh house is the access across, you are uncovering things in your relationship or marriage or partnerships, best friendships, any contract you have, but mainly within yourself. With the retrograde energy, it's turning everything inside. And what you feel inside becomes reflected outside. So if you are a possessive, controlling, secretive, manipulative person, all that's going to come out. If you're not, and somebody else has been that way towards you, that's going to come out as well. So that's how that's going to work for the first house. For the second house, if you have Scorpio in it with this transit, you're going to be uncovering things as far as your money. Have you been investing money in things? Have people been stealing money from you? Have you been stealing money from people? Anything that has to do with your money, your values, and your possessions, that's what's going to be uncovered and brought up for you to think about and sort of dissect. This is across from the eighth house of other people's money. So you might be triggered through the actions of the other house. This means your intimate relationships, your sex life. So you might deal with the death. Either way, the house across from that is going to be sort of kind of how the house that the planet is in uh, pulls. Like so, with this second house thing, somebody else is going to do something or bring something about that is going to change the way that you have a relationship with your money. For the third house, this is in there. This is home because this is the third house that is ruled by Mercury. So this means anything with your siblings, anything in your neighborhood. You might end up cussing out your neighbor. Your neighbor might end up like poisoning your dog or something because this is you dealing with things locally, uncovering things that have to be done there. Any control issues. If you have a neighbor that's a douche, this might come up as well. Um, just the dealing with banks could also be something because remember, third has to do with the ninth house, which is banking, spiritual beliefs, foreign lands. So you might deal with some issues from people outside of you that make you have to have a hard time at home with this Mercury and Scorpio going there. Either way, you're going to be connecting with people. You might be more likely to get into weird arguments or weird like pissing matches or just find out that people are gossiping about you because gossip is big when you have that Mercury energy at home. So somebody could be spreading your secrets or telling your secrets with this. In the fourth house, bless your heart, that's where where I have it at. In the fourth house with this Mercury going retrograde, you are learning your origin story, but not only your origin story, your family's origin story. Any BC Andrews flowers in the attic type shit you have in your family or your life or your past life or even just like behind is going to come up. You're going to start connecting dots about your family and like shit, like, oh shit, dad wasn't shit. Things you didn't know beforehand in order to give you clarity. Because remember, everything that gets brought to light, even if it's uncomfortable, is for you to have a new understanding of things. In the fifth house, if you have the Scorpio here, this is an uncovering of things in your friendships, your one-on-one relationships, the relationship you have with your child, with the way you express yourself and what you do for entertainment. But this is balanced by the 11th house. So you might see some changes in the groups of friends that you have that affect the way you express yourself because of this. You might have to deal with the fact that you suddenly feel like an outcast in the group of your friends because you realize like, hey, everybody else is okay and my life is just sort of like a mess right now. So I need to take some time. That could be a possibility with this because that Scorpio energy really might make one want to be alone to think. This is about analyzing, and that leads to the sixth house. The sixth house is all about your health, nutrition, mind, body, soul, pets, and all that. With this going through the sixth house, you are going to be trying to figure out how to make your day-to-day life better. You're going to be focused on the chaos that probably happens in your day-to-day life with Scorpio in the sixth. Uncovering things that are no longer working in the household. And this is balanced by the 12th. So you're going to want to, the chaos is going to be pretty dense with this, so much so that you're probably going to want to just take it to the Lord. Like you're going to have to go to the universe and meditate and pray or whatever it is you do to find peace for the things that are going to be uncovered and balanced in this. Scorpio in 7th, if you're having to deal with this, some things might come out about your family, but like your family, like your husband, your best friend, spouse, anybody you have a contract with, and this is balanced by the first because you know these things go back and forth, guys. There are only 12 houses, so it's 6 setups that you have to worry about balancing. In the 7th house, you have to worry about your spouse, but also this could be a good time with anything that is hidden in your communication comes up, like childhood trauma, things that if you had a partner that you couldn't get to their heart before, try it now. Because depending on that chart, this could be, regardless of this Mercury's in retrograde, this is the time you start talking about the things that you probably haven't talked to anybody about before. This is about intimacy and partnership, and this is a time for people within the seventh house to really take that to the next level. Although you can really find out some secrets that break this up, you can really use this time to merge into a beautiful relationship of wonderfulness. For those with Scorpio in the eighth house, you're about to learn all the cool shit. Like, you're about to be like the researcher. You're about to be Googling everything, reading everything, learning everything. This is the biggest time for you to gather occult knowledge, if you want it, esoteric knowledge, spiritual knowledge, new sex tricks, stock market, real estate. This is the time to learn and to absorb. Like, this is the best place to have it right now. Is this Mercury and Scorpio retrograde in the eighth house. You might deal with some dark topics, but I'm assuming, like, if you have Scorpio in eighth, you're good at dark topics anyway. Scorpio in ninth, you are uncovering maybe some things about sex trafficking, because this is the house all about foreign land, child abuse, in other places. You are learning about things that don't affect you in your day-to-day life, but might affect your belief system, who you are, and make you want to care about a cause, or make you want to learn something that you teach other people because of this, because things are being uncovered that you did not know before. If you have Scorpio in 10th, you might actually be laid bare, because the 10th house is all about reputation, fame, how you're seen by others. For instance, Nicki Minaj has Scorpio in 10th. She had a baby that didn't get held a secret. Does that count? Maybe. But any secrets that you have, if you got like plastic surgery or anything like that, like Kylie has Scorpio. I believe she has Scorpio. Yes, she has Scorpio in 10th. I think some shit just came out about her this week. I don't know. But watch celebrities who have matching charts. That helps you understand sort of how they're playing out. But this Scorpio intent, any secrets that you're hidden to yourself, you had any plastic surgery, anything you tried to hide, or anything shady around you, or anyone shady around you in your family, because this connects to the fourth house, will be coming out with this going on here. The 11th house, the house of friends, connection, the internet, how you intermingle with people. This is important because this means shit could get started online if you have Scorpio in your 11th house. You could like be minding your business at work, and then suddenly one of your coworkers comes up to you and say, hey, there's a rumor going on about you. Or you can actually literally pick up your phone and then you see like there's a whole bunch going on, like what the fuck? Because Scorpio being in Mercury retrograde in the 11th means stuff starts to come up through your groups of networks, the people you connect to. This could also be you uncovering something. Either way, the Scorpio energy is all about discovering something that you did not know before, which is not always pleasant. Sometimes it might be like, aha, like I knew this shit was going on. But does anybody ever want to be right when they know some Scorpio like shit is going on? Most of the time, no. For the 12th house, the final house for this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, if you are dealing with this at this time, this means any hidden enemies are coming up, any things that you have done to make yourself somebody's enemy are coming up, but you're also getting very in touch with your gifts, understanding that you might be way more lit than you knew before because your dreams are going to be prophetic. If you were to just try automatic writing or channeling or just speak in a way that like this, just let stuff come out, you would be amazed by what came out. This would also be a really good time to try mediumship. Make sure you have your protections up. If you're going to do it with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio in the 12th house, I say this also for the 4th house and the 8th house, because those are all your spiritual houses. So this is how this Mercury retrograde, which is the biggest thing that's going on in my mind right now, and I think for all of us, because Mercury retrograde has a way of freaking people out because it fucks up technology, your conversations get distorted, and stuff just seems to go like a little after it's been fine a while. And I feel like everybody needed an update to understand what's going on there. I will be creating more videos this week about manifestation. I'm about to make a post shortly after I get done some of these readings about understanding finances in your chart and how to pick out the places that would be best for you to devote your energy, because sometimes you really can be doing a job for a long time and you feel it in your soul and you ignore it because of responsibilities that this is not the job for you. Everybody is meant to do something that makes them happy. I have done over 500 charts now. There is nobody's chart that says you came here to be miserable. Maybe in the beginning you had to be miserable because of what you did last time, but nobody is meant to live in destitute or to die or to not do what they came. Life is your birthright. Freedom is your birthright. You can create what you want here, but you gotta hop over the enemy's traps and finesse it, and it's really a mental thing that is the gift that keeps giving, because I too take some time to recognize when I've been tricked. So thank you guys for this opportunity and sitting through this chat. I hope it was helpful, and I just want to be transparent all the time. I don't want to have to be anybody but who I am to do something, because like, guys, you come to me with your problems. Who am I to sit on a pedestal and like be perfect just because I've been given the privilege to learn and to receive answers from something bigger than me? I want us to always feel equally yoked. I just get paid as an exchange of energy, and I am constantly changing and rearranging and trying to do what is meant for me to do the best way I can and connect with you guys, because really all I want to do is teach and talk. Thank you guys, and let me know if you have any questions below.